Hello, Taurus. Welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. Taurus, I'm going to ask if I can see you. I have my spread here, and it's a spread that I've used a few times before, like how I'm going to do the card spread. You've probably heard me use different readings called What the Hell is Your Deal, Man? The Mask You Wear. So it's the same spread, but I'm asking the question a little bit differently. I want to say, let me see you. So I want to really kind of look inside y'all, Taurus, see what's going on. It's interesting. It does, actually. It's interesting because it changes the some of the way the answers come out. You know, you ask certain questions, you get certain answers. So I don't know. I'm going to use the L Key deck. So She Who Aches, Sadness, Solitude, and Silent Withdrawal. So there could be something, maybe. This is just an underlying card after the pre-shuffle. Maybe some of you have been kind of like pulled away from others at this time. Going to go into then the Tarot of Positive Clarity. You have the Death card. Some of you may actually be mourning something. Three of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. So it feels like there's something to work on here in the future that's going to bring a lot of joy. And then we have the oh, look, they got the Sun card at the bottom of the Rider-Waite deck. The Sun, the Page of Swords, and Judgment. Just keep your eye out, man. There's happiness around the corners. Here you go. So, Taurus. I don't know why I did that. Maybe for some of you, like, that's a joke, Cindy. Let's get started. So I'm going to say, like, who you really are. And then, but this is kind of like the part of you that's not necessarily seen, unless you show up with these cards that you are. The mask you're hiding behind, but it's also kind of like how people are perceiving you. In a sense, in a way that is not accurate as to who you really are. And then why you hide your true self, how this affects your relationship, advice for you and outcomes, shall you follow the advice? So I was just about to apologize because my computer is processing the Aries video, but the fan is just finished. So the fan should quiet up here in just 1 second. All right, Taurus, move on, babies. Who are you really? But how are people perceiving you? And then why do you hide this true part of yourself? How does that affect your relationships? Advice for you? Outcome if you follow the advice. Who you really are. She who remains, powerful devotion and true worth. Now it's interesting because she's also sitting kind of in ice, like that original card in your it's not this different one. So that's interesting. You're not moving. You're not giving a lot away. You're not one to move or give a lot away. That's who you really are. At least that's the cycle that I'm reading right now. You have a powerful devotion to your true worth. That's who you are. You could, because she's sitting on a cold throne here, like you may have made some tough decisions, excluded certain people or events or places out of your life to do that. Things that were making you feel small. So you're kind of being, I don't know, it's like a powerful devotion. So in some ways, like there might be temptation to slip back into certain dynamics or scenarios, but you're not. As who you are, you're sticking with it. The mask you hide behind, or like how people really perceive you. She who radiates, knowing ambition and confidence. Well, I want to say people don't see you holding back. Yeah. So there's a part of yourself you're not giving up here. It's funny, right? I asked if I could see you in this, but there's something you're not showing me. But that's okay. I'm going to dig because I'm nosy shit. I'm so nosy. Dude. Before I do these readings, I always ask them for to be in the higher good of all, including me and you and anyone coming to cross watch. So if it's something, I feel compelled to dig in all of these readings. And the universe will allow me to pull it out if it is for the higher good of you, even, if it's something that you're hiding. There's something about yourself here that you are devoted to that you're not letting out. And she radiates knowing, ambition, and confidence. Like, this is what people see. You got it all. It's almost like, you know, people look at you, whether you see this in yourself or not. I feel like in a bit you do, because you have a powerful devotion to your true worth. You may feel like maybe you're coming off a little cold. Or maybe your intention is to come off a little cold. Because it's not. It's pretty warm. So you are Venus, so it's probably hard to like do this. People kind of see you doing really well. I want to say doing well for yourself, but it's like, because of the knowing here, it's as if you have the recipe to success. Maybe that's what I would say. Like, in some form of your life here, people look at you, Taurus, and they feel like you have the recipe to success. And because of that, because you know, there's something that you know here. You know how to be successful. You know how to utilize your ambition. You walk with confidence. But all the colors in this are warm. Like, that really strikes me as interesting because it's cold. It almost says to me, Taurus, it doesn't matter how cold you might want to be to someone, you're always perceived as warm. Why you hide your true self? Jesus, look at the snow again. She was present. Now awareness and acceptance. Now, I don't mean, I'm not making fun with what I'm about to say. It's actually, well, I want to say it's kind of cute, but if that's not what you want to be perceived, you might get upset about it. And that's not my intention, though. It reminds me of like my little dog, Lily. You don't remind me of a little dog, I'm not saying that, but okay. She's so cute. She can't not be cute and warm and cuddly. And when I've done something like I haven't given her lunch on time, or I don't know, it's just not playing out the way she would like it to, I can tell when she's trying to give me the cold shoulder. There's something here, like you have all this cold energy, but you're perceived as very warm. It's like that. Like, there's something just naturally about you that you can't change. You might, and maybe this even explains something to you or for you, that even if you're trying to be distant or give somebody the hint, I'm being a little cold here, oh my God, you still have this welcoming presence about yourself. You're in a cold time. I'm in the cold time, but you don't look like that. You don't look like that at all. You're aware about something too in the present. There's an awareness and an acceptance going on for you. And that's a reason why you're hiding something about your true worth. It's almost like, it's almost like I did that because I feel like I'm kind of throwing myself into this energy to understand it. And it's just like I'm taking it on, like, All right, how does this affect your relationships? This would be interesting. Oh, you're like the fairy godmother. She who grants wishes. Wish, desires, and hope. Yeah, people, you are really pulling a fast one here. But I don't even think you know that. I think there's something about you that can't be changed, regardless of your mood. And even my little dog, Lily, like if there's a big dog coming and she feels apprehensive, she puts on a show. She's like tough. I just have to hold her back and talk to her about her manners. And the big dog walks by like, that was funny. It's a little bit of that, like you can't ice. You're in a winter. I would say that. You're also in a winter. So you're kind of looking after yourself. You're not... From your perspective, you are not utilizing your energy in a way of great growth right now. But it's almost like, because it's like there's something you know. So maybe it's like spring. I know spring is around the corner. That's the time for me to really utilize my energy. This also reminds me, I have a Libra friend too. She's so cute. She's so sweet. And even when she's upset, she's so goddamn cute. Like, she's like, this is what I'm seeing, Taurus. Because you're still, when you feel like you're not given much, people still see you giving a lot. Well, I'm not giving much into that. I'm not, but there's something like, the people still, you can't ice people out somehow. I do want to say as well that you're not as ambitious as people think as well. I'm going to say that. I don't think you're as ambitious as people think. I think you're also very comfortable in sort of like a quiet cycle. You find it's almost like you get downloads or you receive a lot of information in a quiet cycle. There's not a period of growth for you right now. It doesn't matter. People think you're pretty radiant and ambitious. I do want to say, I feel like some people think that maybe if you do withdraw a bit, but it's always worth the wait. It's always worth to see what Taurus has got. Because they got the magic recipe. People look to you, so be careful with this. And maybe this is also why you have this kind of iced, wintry energy right now, is people see you as someone that can fulfill dreams for them, their hopes. You can satisfy and fulfill their hopes. And maybe it's because, well, if Taurus has the secret recipe, maybe they'll sprinkle some of that on me, or maybe it'll rub off onto me. Now, the other way I want to say this too is for you, I feel like because you have the now awareness acceptance, that you're working also on some divine timing here. You know it's winter, you're accepting it's winter, and you're nestling into it. And it doesn't have to be winter where you are, but a lot of us may have nestled into it. But it's like, you know that spring is around the corner. You know that these cycles change, and that the best thing you can do for you right now is to be powerfully devoted to you. That's who you really are. I mean, that's, at the end of the day, that's where the devotion is. And it also, I want to say, provides you with the capacity to give to others. People see you as a giver. Definitely see that. And I want to say, which it took me a long time to get there, is that this grants wishes, that you are going to have a wish granted in some sort of relationship aspect for yourself because of some sort of constraint that you're utilizing right now. So that's interesting. That is almost like knowing how to work with divine timing. So I don't know if people think that you're coming up with some sort of big work plans or big projects if they're not seeing a lot of you. Because even if people aren't seeing a lot of you, it's like, it's like Taurus is all knowing and they're ambitious and they're confident. They're confident because they got the magic recipe. They know they got the magic recipe. It's really funny. Advice for you. She who creates. Creativity, originality, spontaneity. So maybe it's time to create something with all of this. It's almost like a seed, right? Like a seed that's got all this stored capacity within it that hasn't come forth because it's been in winter. It's not the time for that to grow. So your advice is to grow, is to let something start growing here. And in terms of relationships, a wish will be granted. Outcome if you follow the advice. She who is wild, untamed, wild, and mysterious. You're going to flow. You will be seen differently than how people see you now, even if they're not seeing you. It's kind of like they have an impression of you, so that impression stays with them. This is a very different impression of your Taurus. This is like letting your hair down. You'll let your hair down. You'll feel the release of winter. And you're kind of like wildly exploring the mysteries of life. She who hesitates, she who avenges, and she who sees and becomes, doubts. She who hesitates, okay. She who hesitates, she who avenges, she who sees, and she who becomes, she who doubts. Like you could almost fold back in on yourself here. Because the hesitation and doubt are bookending a very powerful energy. Avenging, because you see and you transform. I need to get more here. All right, well, that's why we have the tarot. I find this a very deep way to look at y'all. Somebody ring the doorbell. You know, I put a sign on the door to not ring the doorbell. People are ringing the doorbell so much here. I don't want to visit about this place. I'm gonna go get the door. All right, we're back, Taurus. We're going to the tarot to find more depth. Although it's pretty deep, isn't it? It's very deep. Oh, we got a good shuffle. All right. Taurus. She who remains, powerful devotion and true worth. She who radiates. You look warmer than you're feeling. I'll just say that. It's so cute. It's like little Lily. I'm tough and I'm mean and I'm mad at you, mommy. God, you're still so cute though. A strength card. Sure, you're strong. You're strong. Taurus, you're strong. You're resolute. I don't know why I said that. Where's that? That's not on that card. But it's interesting. Because there is a sense of that. Like holding back. Being determined. That's who you are. I'm picking up a little bit of Taurus stubbornness. Like you can deal your heels in a little bit there. But there's a purpose to it. You're somehow strengthening a position for yourself here where a wish will be granted, right? Pretty strong. Your mind, strengthening your mind too, because this person has all this barbed wire and electricity. And the angel is touching. So it's like you're almost in communion with yourself or with your own guides. All right, people perceive you, you're like, you know it all, maybe. You know it, you're all knowing, you're ambitious, and you're confident. The Page of Pentacles. Well, that's interesting. Oh. I want to say right away that you probably have accomplished things. The people that are perceiving this are older than you. All right? Like, you're the Page of Pentacles. This is young, kind of learning as you go, grassroots. So it's almost too like you're born with just some sort of knowing. Like you don't have all this knowing, ambition, and confidence from experience. There's something deeper that comes in here. That's what people see. Okay, it's true, but that's what people see. I mean, I want to say it's the biggest shock that I got there. I really expected to see like a King of Pentacles, a King of Wands, a Queen of a Page, the Page of Pentacles. There's a real duality here, and I'm picking like obviously I'm picking that up here, like, but. One of the bigger parts of this duality is I feel like you can often show up initially for people as maybe a little naive or a little like unexperienced or inexperienced. But it's like, shit, how? Taurus just knows something. There is like a real, people pick up on a depth here with you for sure. I want to also say that there could be some things that you went through as a child. Either things that you went through as a child that were difficult learning experiences and they became a foundation for you. Like you really have a good concept here, perhaps about, because we're talking about pentacles, just the realities of life. And if these weren't difficult situations, it could be things that you just learned as a child. Like they could be things that you learned through other siblings, interactions with other childhood friends. You're like a sponge. And I would say that depending on how people perceive you, like their own experience and their own beliefs. So some people may look at you, and I really honestly, I cannot help but say that I feel like these are people that are older than you for some reason. People that are older than you. I mean, it's obvious to them that you're younger, that you have less experience. But I feel like if they're not real spiritually developed or they don't look at life in a spiritual sense, I would say that they see you as a sponge. Like a lesson doesn't get past you. You absorb it and then you apply it. Like you have a really unique ability to do that. People see in this. If people are more spiritually inclined, I feel like there's a sense that, yeah, you might be younger, but you're a deep soul. You're a deep older soul here, and you pull on this knowledge. You use this. It's like a real radiant truth that you have to allow yourself some level of confidence and ambition, even if you don't know what the fuck you're doing. It's like, how could they know what they're doing? No. Why you hide your true self? Because you're present. Awareness and acceptance now. 7 of Pentacles. You pick the fruit that's ready and you plan for tomorrow. So that's why you're hiding your true self. So in some ways, you're living off of past achievement and you're utilizing that to get you through as a planning strategy into a new direction. It does actually have like that, like getting through winter, right? You're living on, kind of like living off the fruits of your labor in the winter. But this season, again, like if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, don't get caught up on that. I'm not really picking that up as it's seasonal. It is in a cycle. So there's something that you've achieved in the past and that's sustaining you while you plan for a future here. But you are, I want to say, keeping something under wraps. How this affects your relationship? She who grants wishes, desires, and hopes. The Ace of Swords. Damn. I think people come to you for answers. And it's connected to this deeper soul thing. And also absorbing like a sponge. People, there's like, you know, I want to say there's kind of probably, yeah, 2 types of people. And I don't think either one is right or wrong. As long as they're functioning in their own higher good and the higher good of others. That there are some people that are not, you know, real spiritual and they don't look at life in a spiritual sense. They're very practical about everything and they definitely notice something about you and the way you kind of succeed and also seem to have answers to things. And it's just like, rationally speaking, it's got to be, because Taurus is like a sponge. There isn't a lesson that they don't miss. If it's not their lesson and it's someone close to them or they're observing it, they're picking up the lesson, like they're learning from it. And then other people, like the sponge, like the way he's touching the earth, all these experiences, you can write it down. You can somehow, you can process it. You can utilize this. Sorry, my nose just got really itchy. But then there is that other part of you, like a very deep esoteric truth for the spiritual end. And this is true. There's some sort of relationship wish here that's going to be granted for you. I'm curious as to what that is, because I said I'm nosy. I don't know what that is. Yeah, something. It's the truth, man. So something could be very clear for you in the future as well. Or you're going to be very clear. Something's going to be clear. Now, awareness, acceptance. I almost feel like you could be making something clear because it's like this feels held back. These parts of you feel held back. All right, advice for you. Be creative. Be original. Be spontaneous. It's Ace of Cups. Go with your feelings and go with the flow. Nice. Very creative. Very, very creative. Use your intuition here. Allow it to guide you. Follow your emotions. Almost wear it on your sleeve. Like, right? It was just curious because it's been very held back. But then, right, what is the outcome? This is flowing. It's the untamed, wild, mysterious. Oh, the Hierophant. It's a very different you. Ah, the Hierophant too, right, is supposed to be, I mean, we talk about it with the Magician, as it is above, so be it below. Like, that's the point, that's healthy creation. Where the Hierophant is supposed to be our, I want to say, once we've created these things, it's our responsibility, how we show up in a responsible and dedicated way to maintain these things that we're creating. And this does, though, feel like really different. You could be, in the future, I could see you breaking some boundaries and they could even be more self-imposed rules. But you, like, really in your best own outcome here. I was about to say income. So maybe, I don't know, your best own income there. The Ace of Wands. Wow, you have two aces. Nice. Very creative. Both of these aces are really creative. The Ace of Wands and the Ace of Cups. Dancing. You could be dancing. Both of these are dancing, right? So I don't know. Maybe you've been wanting to dance. Maybe you've wanted to commit to, and it could even be movement, acting. I don't know. I see that for some of you here. You could be getting involved in something because she's all dressed up like a clown and she looks like she's performing in a play. All right, who you really are. Powerful devotion, true worth, and strength. Well, you are the Queen of Pentacles. All right, well, but that's what I'm saying, right? The Queen of Pentacles is always warm and nurturing. Even when you're pissed at someone, you still seem like open-armed. You're balanced, you're very studious, you're very kind, gentle, practical. But what are people perceiving? This is very interesting, this little area. And this Page of Pentacles, look at those, Six of Wands and the Strength card. Damn, you know, very successful. This is so successful that it's almost unbreakable. But right, that's part of you. There's a, God, I want to say people really, they take a hot minute to try to think about you and understand you. And I don't think that they get it fully, but they do definitely see something here. You have that Strength card. That shows up in both who you are and what people perceive. People think you're pretty strong-willed, strong opinion. Hey, it gives you success. I also get too, at this, looking at the cards, I'm also getting like you are also really good at giving advice to people that are younger than you. These could be children, it could be your own kids, it could be the neighbor's kids. I mean, you could be in their 40s and these could be people in their 30s or 20s, but you are really good at giving, like, in a successful way to strengthen others. I like that. This is like you have some sort of a knowing and you are ambitious and confident, but you're also not afraid to share. That's funny. Aries reading. Get off my pedestal. Yeah, you probably let people up on your pedestal. But I think if you want them to come off your pedestal, they're not getting it. They don't get it. You could make the most angry face, Taurus, and people would be like, oh, Taurus, you're so cute. So, why you hide your true self? Now, awareness, acceptance, and the Seven of Pentacles. The Eight of Swords. You're actually sacrificing something here. Why you okay? You believe, and I want to say you're probably not wrong with how people are perceiving you. You believe that it is not the time to move forward on something. This is the time to build on a plan. So the wish is granted in the Ace of Swords. There's some sort of wish here that will be granted in relationship. What is that? What is this relationship wish that will be granted for Taurus? The Ten of Swords and the Two of Pentacles. The end of some sort of juggling? Even if there's two parts of yourself here that are being juggled, I feel like it could feel like quite a bit of, I feel it could be quite a bit of effort for you to be juggling these two parts of yourself in some way. But there's an end to some sort of juggling here. Balancing resources. Being juggled. Advice for you is to be damn creative. Very creative and spontaneous, right? We got the Ace of Cups. Advice. Why? You've been in winter too long. Four of Swords and the Nine of Swords. Right? The Strength card with the barbed wire and the electricity. Lightning running through it. Caught up in your brain. Why you hide your true self? When your brain is convinced you of something here. Is it true? Now I'm wondering. Four of Swords and Nine of Swords. You really can't. This almost starts to feel like if there's anything you want to, feel better about mentally, you need to start exploring emotional things. And really don't overthink it. She who is wild, untamed, wild and mysterious with the Hierophant. This is also kind of dancing in the face of authority. Like look at this. Everybody's got to dress. You have to wear this outfit. You have to step left to right. And then you have to wave your pinky finger. There seems like so much protocol that would be involved with this. And here you are. Like waving your incense. Waving your arms. Yo. Wild, untamed, soft, mysterious with the Hierophant. The Four of Pentacles. What in God's name? There's something holding you. There's almost like a rule here that holds you back. But the way through it is not to follow the rule, to be honest. Because this is not, untamed, wild, and mysterious is not following the rule. Okay, let's get more clarification on how you untamed, wild, and mysterious. Temperance. Balancing your emotions. What I'm going to say this. You're showing up in an unexpected way. Whatever is expected of you, that's not how you're going to show up. It has a little bit of that feeling of like, I don't care. But not rude, because temperance has come in. Like you wouldn't interrupt this little dude on the throne. And you would probably respect other people's personal space in your little dance. Like it's just like that. Like you're not, you're going to show up in a very unexpected way. And it does feel like it maybe, you know, it challenges stuffiness and authority, but it's not rude. It's like I said, my little dog Lily, she's gonna look at me. She give me that look like she's mad. I know she's mad, but I just go pick her up and I go, tell me, and she can't stay mad. She's so cute. I'm like, you can't be mad. The moon, the moon, the moon, Taurus. Where does that come into play? Intuition, heavily. I wouldn't even know what to call this. It was a fascinating reading. So I'm going to go do the extended. In the extended, I'm going to look at how to improve your relationships. That'd be interesting. I'm not even sure I understand them 100% over here yet. What your deeper self would tell you about the mask that you wear, or like tell you about, you know, how people are perceiving you. But it comes from a deeper perspective. Yeah, and then how to release your true potential. So that's what I'm going to do, bovine babies. Thank you so much, Taurus. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.